Hello everyone, welcome back. Savages here, coming back with the new part of it. If Deku was in a comic kill, and well, let's get right into it, shall we? Now, in the last part, Midoriya has get captured by the General Budo, as he was taken away into the dungeons to be, well, imprisoned and interrogated as well. Of course, while that's all happening, he managed to help, of course, Bulat and Lavak to escape. Lavak has managed to get the Imperial Arm Shimbala, but now they have the Imperial Arm that Midoriya needs, but Midoriya is not with them. And well, let's get right into it. Just don't forget to tell me down in the comments what do you think about this part, and all your thoughts and ideas and comments and, just the funny thing that make me actually want to do this shit. Regardless, with that being said, let's just start, shall we? As Midoriya is right now in his cell. His Imperial arm was taken away. And well, even though they chained him up to the wall with nails and collars, ensuring that every move he does will be painful, he's just sitting with one leg crossed on the other and resting his arm on one knee, as he's just staring into the, doors of the cell, to the bars, and then hear a sound from his side saying, "So, you're doing good," as Midoriya doesn't even turn around or turn to the side to look at the second user, as the second user is saying, "They're gonna execute you. Are you just gonna sit here and wait?" As Midoriya said, "I thought you told me that I should keep my mind steady and be patient. The opportunity to escape will present itself. I may be captured, but I'm not dying here. I still have unfinished business, and a promise to keep." As the second user of One For All saying, "Look where that led you. You should have stayed behind and waited. You just blew your cover, you idiot." As Midoriya said, "And I should just leave my friends to die? Yeah, you may know something or two about that, wouldn't you?" As immediately the second user gets a little irritated, while he continues saying, You have no idea about what I sacrificed to face All For One." As Midoriya said, "And yet all your sacrifices were in vain. Shut up and return to being dead." As the second user just looks at Midoriya, before another person shows up, being Banjo, as he said, "Okay, you two really need to chill the hell out. Where all of us are in this together." As immediately the second user saying, "I have nothing to say this kid. If he dies, then that's it. Damn it. One for all, so many generations, and for what? For this." As he just walks away and disappears, while Banjo said, Kid, you need to lay it low a bit. You've been very stressed lately." As Midoriya said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being so stressed about the fact that I have to kill and all of that, and I'm in the middle of enemy territory and having to deal with the consequences of my actions, yeah, and the fact that I'm about to be executed. So maybe excuse me if I'm a little stressed out." As Banjo just looks at him saying, "You changed a lot, haven't you?" As Midoriya just looks down saying, I just don't know what to do. I'm a little scared, I'll admit, but the last thing I need is for the second user to just keep talking my ear off about how wrong I am. Just wasn't thinking, my body just moved." As Banjo cuts him off saying, "Moved on its own?" Yeah, that was most of us as well. You and the second user have a lot in common, more than you think. Even he was forced to kill people he never wanted to kill. As Banjo continues saying, "I'm sure you'll figure out a way to escape. And hey, look at the bright side. The more we talk, the more there comes the possibility the rest of us manifest in you. Just remember that you still have Black Whip, and if anything goes wrong, I'm sure the second user will be glad to lend you his quirk as well." As Midoriya said, "It's not like you guys have a choice in it, do you?" As he said, "It's a matter of consent." As while Midoriya is speaking, suddenly, two guards come and open his door cell. Two guards, one fat and the other is skinny. as they look at Midoriya, breathing heavily with mischievous smiles on their faces. Midoriya looks up into them as this fat one speaks up to the, much less skinny one, saying, Didn't I tell you that this one is cute? As the kid said, yeah, he is. As the fat one just licks his lips and he said, and how can I execute him? What a shame. Hey kid, why don't we just have a little fun before you die? You wouldn't want to die a virgin, would you? As Midoriya just looks up into them, he doesn't speak a word, and, they reach out to him. On the other side, Esdeath is talking to the rest of her team. The rest of the Jaeger squad, as she's walking towards the dungeons while, of course, Wave is the most shocked one. He cannot believe what he's hearing. Midoriya betrayed them. He's a traitor working for Nitrate. It can't be. I need to meet him. Please, just, General, let me. As she said, that's enough, Wave. I will handle Midoriya. You stay back with the rest. As he said, I can't just stay behind after everything. If he's really a Nitrate spy, why wouldn't he kill me? He had plenty of chances to kill me. And as then immediately Esdeath just looks at him with an angry look, saying, I said shut up, Wave. This is not a matter of your concern. I will handle Midoriya. Now get back in the... Just leave. As he just looks down and Esdeath walks away before reaches from behind, saying, Wave, the only thing we can do now is just wait. And maybe you should go check on Kurame. As he said, it just doesn't make sense. Midoriya saved me multiple times. If he really was a spy and a traitor, why would he he just walks away, hurt and in pain. While on the other side, Esdeath is more hurt and in pain than even Wave, than even everyone. She's angry. She swears she wants to kill Midoriya right this very moment as she walks with anger towards the cell, to the dungeons, and she finds Midoriya's cell. She finds the door open and she fears that he might escape, but she looks inside the cell and she finds it just blood splashed everywhere, and what she can only assume to be the remains of corpses, 2 corpses of human bodies around. And in the middle of the room is just Midoriya, still in that same sitting position. Half of his face is covered in blood, and that focused look in his eyes, and Esdeath can only assume what happened. Whatever happened to those 2, Midoriya has certainly used some of her teachings in it. As she looks into his face and she enters the cell, Midoriya looks up at her and he said, You here to kill me? As Esdeath looks down at him, saying, Midoriya, I came here so angry, so full of rage, but the moment I seen your face, suddenly all of that just washed away. As Midoriya just looks up at her, saying, Whatever, get away from here. I don't have anything to say to you. As Midoriya just looks away, while Esdeath immediately goes down into his level, puts a knife into his throat, and Midoriya is getting ready to be killed, but then she immediately just kissed him. As Midoriya is wondering what is she doing, and then she just breaks his chain, saying, Come with me, let's run away. I'll take you and hide you far away from the capital. No one will find you. And then Midoriya just pushes her away, saying, Is this what is all to you? As Esdeath just looks at him, saying, If you stay here, you will die. And Midoriya said, I am not leaving. And Esdeath just, what the hell? What do you mean you're not leaving? As Midoriya said, No, you don't understand. I'm not leaving with you. Don't you get it? I never loved you. I never loved any of the Jaegers. I was just using you this entire time. As he just opens up his arms wide while just smiling, saying, I just used you all, you idiots. I'm happy that most of you died. I'm happy that I let you to your demise, and I never cared for you. You heard that, Esdeath? I never cared for any of you at all. How does that make you feel? As Esdeath just looks at him and she said, That makes me feel sorry for you. As Midoriya just looks at her in shock and she returns hugging him, saying, I know you're lying. No way you're saying the truth. Because I know that night when we sat together on the beach and made love to each other, I know that what we had is true. You can ignore it all you want, but I know you feel the same way. Deep down, a part of you was happy, and I was happy as well. And I want you by my side, Midoriya. Can't you stay with me? As Midoriya looks at her as he said, no, I can't. It's impossible. We're from completely different worlds. I'm the opposite of you. As she said, we're a lot more similar than you would believe so. But if that's your decision, then so be it. As then Midoriya just turns around, and before he can say anything else, Esdeath just froze him, because she doesn't want him to escape now. And well, eventually, Midoriya's right now is built on a cross. His execution is gonna be public, has everybody watching it after, of course, a day. He's right now is ready to face his death, and Esdeath is gonna be the one delivering it. And so it is. She gets inside of the ring and she watches as Midoriya just stares at her with that determined look, and she gets closer and she puts the sword to his neck while the second user is speaking it up in his head saying, if you have a plan, it would be best to do it now. As immediately Esdeath goes to slash him, and she did, as she slashes his cheek and some blood drips, but there is no sign of fear on Midoriya's face, just growing anger, unyielding determination of steel that can only be forged by, well, days and months and maybe even years of hot and boiling fire. Fire that twisted and bended this metal until it's no longer breakable. The kind of strength you get from pain and suffering. And as she is about to deliver the final hit, suddenly a laser beam cut the space between her and Midoriya as she jumps back, and Midoriya looks over to the side and he sees her. It's mine! As immediately, before he can continue anything, someone chops off the cross that he was sitting on, be it Leone, as Midoriya is immediately released from his restraint, and the rest of Nitrates jump in through a portal that Lavak teleported them through, holding into Shimbala. It seemed that Shimbala have accepted him as his new wielder, which was very good for him. The same thing, Shimbala and Crossdale are quite similar in nature when they set traps and preparations, so it worked out in the end. One Imperial arm for the other. Regardless, as Midoriya is holding and touching his wrist, Leone said, I guess you thought we would leave you behind? As Midoriya said, what are you guys doing here? I was gonna escape myself. As she said, sheesh, a thank you would be lovely. As Midoriya said, thanks, but this is stupid, we can't do this. As she said, it doesn't matter, we were stupid anyways. And besides, Najinda agreed to all of this, as immediately Bulat jumps in as well. And not to forget Susanoo, as all of them are together, and Midoriya said, very well, then let's get this party started, shall we? And a battle ensues, a battle between Nitrate and the Jaegers, not to forget General Budo, as right now while Bulat and Leone are handling, of course, General Esdeath with Susanoo, Midoriya is standing in front of good old General Budo, with the help of Mine that's supporting him from the distance, as Budo looks at Midoriya saying, your insolence will be punished by death. Esdeath was supposed to be the one delivering your execution, but I guess I'll have to handle that job. As Midoriya said, go ahead. I think we still have an unfinished match, isn't that right? You busted us All Might's look-alike? As, well, General Budo looks at Midoriya and said, I still don't know who you're talking about, as he slams his gauntlets together, preparing to shoot lightning, but Midoriya, he increased his one-for-all level. He goes up to, well, 40%, even going far as 45%, and right now he's shining with electricity, and he's fast. Not as fast as lightning, but fast enough to dodge before the hit or the attack lands, as he keeps on dodging the attacks of General Budo while Budo is flying up in the sky. Midoriya realizes it. Damn it, without his Imperial arm it's a little hard, but then suddenly he hears a sound from the side. It's Akame. She came in, she grabbed his Imperial arm as she said, Midoriya, catch! As he immediately catches Spectator mid-air and puts it back on his body, and now he can see clearly. As the battle with Budo is relentless, it's powerful. Midoriya can barely get closer. All what he can do is just dodge and hope for the best. Eventually, as he does so, of course, Pumpkin and Mind prepare their attack. Midoriya jumped by her side after a while, telling her to prepare to use her final shot. He'll just gonna distract Budo, and so he does. Midoriya continued to distract Budo using a Texas Smash, which causes a lot of smoke around the area, and Mind prepared with her giant laser beam to shoot him into smithereen using her trump card of a laser shot. And she did, which kept her very injured and her Pumpkin very damaged, as Midoriya was holding her saying, Mind, are you okay? As she said, did I get him? As Midoriya said, yes, you got him. As she said, hooray. Now go ahead and help the others, I'll take a nap. As Midoriya just puts her on the ground while he goes down to see Esdeath's fighting against Bulat, of course Susanoo, and not to forget Leone. Yes, Midoriya joining on the match, and all of them are fighting together. Susanoo uses his trump card and gets ready with a very powerful attack, as then suddenly, Midoriya watching, he hears a noise from Esdeath, a noise he heard before. She is about to use the same trump card she used on him. But then, in a second, everything seemed alright, but then Susanoo was dead. As Midoriya sees his core on the ground broken. But then Najinda, she uses her trump card for the third time, which put her life at risk. And Susanoo is back again, as he proceeds to continue fighting. As Midoriya was about to go help, but Susanoo told him to leave. He will gonna keep Esdeath distracted, because eventually the rest of the Jaegers will gonna come in and fight them, and right now they're all injured and hurt, and Midoriya is in no shape to fight. After all, his muscles are hurt, even though he says he is okay to battle. But right now, Susanoo just tell them all he'll buy them time, and Midoriya no, he doesn't want this. He's not gonna allow Susanoo to, but then Susanoo stops him saying, Midoriya, we haven't had a lot of time to talk to each other, but from what I've heard from the rest of the team, you are a good kid. I would have loved to be your friends and to get to know you better. But please allow me to do this for you at least. You still have a place to return to. I know your mission. In the end, I'm just an Imperial arm. But the night raid made me feel like I was humans for once. As Midoriya just watching this while the rest just tell him to leave, and while Midoriya, while clenching his fist, just runs away while Esdeath is facing against Susanoo. Their battle is bloodied and powerful, but eventually she was victorious. As the rest of the night raid and of course mine run away. They lost one member, but at least they managed to put the General Buddha out of the picture. As Midoriya and the rest of Night Raid are right now in their hideout, they're talking, and Najinda explains that, well, right now they need some rest, and even though this mission was a little bit messier than she hoped for, they managed to at least get rid of General Budo and retrieve Midoriya, so it was a successful mission. The defenses of the Imperial capital is getting weaker by the day, and they will gonna attack in a matter of weeks, so she hopes of all of them to prepare by then. And well, they all get assigned off, while Midoriya said, what about me, Najinda? As Najinda looks at Midoriya and said, what about you? You're leaving. As Midoriya looks at her saying, oh, what? But then the rest of the Night Raid looks at Midoriya saying, yeah, you're leaving, isn't that right, Midoriya? That's what Lavak said, as he holds the Imperial arm, Shimbala, and Midoriya remembers he still has Shimbala. As Lovak said, "It's hard to use, but I'm sure I can send you back home if I use the Imperial Arm and its Storm card. I'm just gonna use you as a compass to lead you back into your world. It's a little difficult, but I'm sure I can manage." As Balat said, "It was your time, Midoriya, after all. That's what you wanted. No more fighting for you. Great job." As Leona said, "You're seriously gonna leave? That's so not cool." As Mine said, "I guess I will miss you a little," while Akame just goes ahead and holds her hand to Midoriya, saying, "It was an honor fighting by your side, Izuku Midoriya." As Midoriya looks at her and looks at Najin and looks at everyone. As Lavak said, "Just say the word," and Midoriya said, "Thank you all, but I'm not leaving." As everybody's surprised, and Najin said, "What?" And Midoriya said, "I still have unfinished business here. I need to do this. I have a promise to keep, and I just can't turn my back on everyone. This empire needs me, and even if I'm not exactly from this world, but I can't turn my back on people who are in need. So please allow me to." As, of course, immediately Mine said, "Thank God, I thought you were actually leaving." As Balat said, "That's what I thought you'd say, so." As Leona said, "Yay, great, Midoriya is staying." As she immediately grabs him and holds him into her chest, saying, "I knew you could never leave me alone like this, Midoriya. You still want me, don't you?" As she whispered in his ear, saying, "I know that little nasty Esdeath have did a lot of bad things to you, but remember who you really belong to." As Midoriya just pushes her away while blushing heavily, as eventually the rest of the Night Raid laugh it off for a little bit, and Midoriya laughs along with them. He's back. For once in a long time, he feels at ease. And well, this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to tell me down in the comments what you think about this part, and what do you think gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.